Okay guys, we're going to go to Ask Scruff in the Traders Clinic and we're going to answer a question by Casper. Warm welcome, one and all. I'm going to draw over into our Discord. This is something that I do for them. And if you come in Traders Clinic and ask Scruff, ask your question, I'll come to the camera and I'll answer it. Some are publics, but mainly it's for the guys in the squad. What's the best way to determine whether you're in a trending market or a sideways market, and how do you avoid trading sideways markets? Right, okay. Well, to avoid trading a sideways market, it is quite simple. You know, if you see it going in a straight line, just don't bother getting involved with it. But what you got to remember is a market is sideways more than it is trending. But the deeper question is, are you looking for a trend on a low time frame, or are you looking for it in a higher time frame? You really need to be looking at your hourlies and above, because the rest of it's just noise. Now, there will be those that'll disagree with that, but I can just tell you from my experience. So if I pop this out to an hour, you can clearly see that's in a trend up here. You know, you can see it. So your first way of doing it is just with a visual eye check. You know, you can physically see that it's running up. So that is kind of a trend. But is it a trend in the big picture? Well, you wouldn't really know unless you scrolled it out. And what you would see in this scenario is, yes, it's been running up, but really it's a big pullback against this. Okay, so what's the bigger trend in that? Well, that is there. It's actually a downward motion if you were looking at it. So there are trends within trends, and it depends on what you're looking for. If you're day trading, you're kind of sticking with your hours and your 4 hours just to get an idea of what's going on. Now, the simplest way and the quickest way to figure out the trend is with basic indicators. So if we flick indicators on, and we'll just kind of get rid of this, and you're left with a Bollinger Band, and you've got your 20 running up. If you drop on a moving average as well, and we'll take off the 100 and the 20, what we're left with is the 50. A good simple check is your 50 is kind of your monitor line. If it's above, it's up, and if it's below, it's down. And then the 20, which is what's running through the middle of the Bollinger Band, can show you where the price is in relation. So is it up? Well, yes, because the 20 is above the 50 and the price is above the 20. But then the next checkpoint is actually the Bollinger Band itself. So as long as it's staying on this side of the Bollinger Band and the price is flaring out, well, then it's starting to move up. You know, when you come here, there it is there, it's flaring. So you can see it hugged all the way up and stayed in, followed, then it went into compression, and the Bollinger Band flattened out. So when the Bollinger flattens out, that's when you know it's starting to be in range. But is it going to continue in the direction? Well, until that 20 kind of gets underneath here, yeah, it's continuing in that direction. So it's just a quick rule of thumb, but you're using a 50 and a 20 because the 20 is inside the Bollinger Band. That can give you an idea. The fact that they're heavily pushing up with a visual eye check can show you it's in trend or in trend of that moment. And as you can see, it did up. You've got the bigger trend running through it, so the 20 would hold that in as well. So essentially, you're only really looking for longs. And how do you get in? Well, you either use the base of the Bollinger Band to bounce up as long as these two stay above. But on this situation, you'd be looking for short-term trades In other words, from the base of the Bollinger Band to bounce off the moving average. When it breaks the moving average, again, you're using this as nice levels to get in till it runs all the way up on the outside. Very, very simple. How do you determine whether or not it's going sideways? The Bollinger Band will flatten out, it'll compress, and it'll tell you it's in a sideways market. Did it again here, and it's starting to do it here again. So the idea of this to push up, well, it's only going there, but one of the safer ways on this particular setup is that you're more or less looking for shorts all the time, okay? But if you're coming down the time frames, we come down here, they're sitting on top of each other, so it's sideways at this moment. So you've got a safe bet to follow your oscillators up and down till it starts flaring again. Just a quick insight, and we'll go more into this in the squad. Catch you soon.